Okay, guys. Section 7.7, simple interest and compound interest. Guys, we're going to start off with simple interest. Okay? And first thing that you need to know is what interest is. Interest is money that is paid to use money. Okay? So if Henry asked me for $5, which is not out of the realm of possibility, because you know how he is. If he says, hey, Mr. C, can I borrow $5? Say, okay, sure. But you know what? It's going to cost you $1. All right? I'm going to let you borrow $5, but when you pay me back, you're going to owe me $6. That $1 is called interest, right? He's paying me to use my money. All right? That's what interest is. Payment to use money. All right? And there are two types of interest. There's simple interest, which is what we're going to start with. And then there's compound interest. Now, compound interest, the thing that you have to understand about compound interest is that you make interest on the money that you loaned out. Okay? So, for instance, if I said, okay, here's the thing. Henry, I'm going to give you $5. All right? At the end of the week, you need to give me back $6. But if you don't give me back $6 at the end of the week, right, then you're going to have to give me back $7. All right? I'm compounding it. You're paying interest for the money you borrowed for the $5, but you're also going to pay interest now on that $1 that you owed me for the first week. Right? That's compound interest. It compounds. It builds on top of. Now, that wasn't a great example of compound interest. So watch this. Let's say we've got a compound interest of 10%, right? So if Kintaro, we're going to compound it weekly, okay? So Kintaro borrows $10 from me, and the interest is 10%. So at the end of the week, how much is he going to owe me? He's going to owe me what, Nicholas? $11, right? Which is $10 plus 10%, which is $1. So then he owes me $11. But if he doesn't pay me that week, the next week, he's going to have to pay 10% not on the $10 that he borrowed from me, but on the $11. So do you see that he's now paying interest on the money he borrowed from me, plus the interest that he owes me from the first week? All right? So then this week, after the second week, we'd have to add $1.10, right? Because he's paying interest on the $10 plus the $1 he owes me from that first week. It's beginning to compound. He's paying more in interest each week, okay? But we're going to get to that in a minute, okay? The formula for simple interest is I, which stands for interest, is equal to P, which is the principal, the money that you start with, times R, which is the rate, but at a decimal, right? So it wouldn't be 10%, it'd be 0.1, right? Times the time, which is whatever time they give us, if it's in years or something like that, okay? So let's look at this first example. It says that people buy bonds as a way to earn money, okay? If a $1,500 bond earns 4% simple interest per year on its purchase price, how much interest will the bond earn after 2 years? Well, let me fill in what I know. I'm looking for interest. They said, how much interest? So I know the I is going to stay there, right? I don't have that amount. But what's the principal? Anybody know what the principal is? The amount of money I'm starting with, Miles? $1,500. Good. That's the amount that I'm starting with. Times the rate. Okay, does anybody know what the rate is? Kintaro. Not 0.4, that'd be 40%. Will K. 0.04. Thank you, Will. Okay. And does anybody know what the time is? What's the time on this, Spencer? 2 years. All right, so I'm just going to put 2 in there. Somebody multiply those three things for me and tell me what the interest paid is going to be. Does anybody have all that? I know that 2 times 0.04 is going to be 0.08. 0.08 times 15. Will K? $120. That's how much you would make in those 2 years for letting the government borrow your money. Okay? All right. Good job. Let's look at the next example.